Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new card making video. Today I am playing with the brand new large die of the month from Spellbinders for November 2021. This is a gorgeous die set. It is the Christmas Foliage Strip and Border die set. There are 13 pieces. We're going to take a close-up look at each of these dies. This one is my favorite. It die cuts out this gorgeous border. You could use this all by itself, but there are layering dies for it as well. This is the only die from this set that I didn't use in today's video, but it only cuts into the paper. It doesn't actually cut out the edges. This one only cuts the edge from the bottom, and then it's got this beautiful kind of lacy scallop with that dotted border right above it, and they all follow the same curve so they can be layered up. This one only cuts off one edge as well and presses those lines into the paper, which is gorgeous. Okay, so now here are the pieces that are the foliage. You have your holly, you have these poinsettias, and they both have lines cut into them to create detail. There are some plain circles for berries, and there are these that have like a little notch out of the top that are great for layering onto that border piece that I showed you. So now I'm going to create the background for today's card. I love making my own backgrounds. I love splatter. I love all things distress, and I'm going to play with a bunch of them today. So you can pick and choose from what I do today and make your own kind of backgrounds if I kind of do more than you are comfortable with, because I go all out. So I added black soot to this piece of Bristol smooth paper that's 8 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then I splattered it with water. I let that splatter sit for a little bit and then picked it up with a paper towel. Now I am taking some Graveyard, I'm pretty sure that's the name of it, Distress Mica spray. I sprayed towards the back of the box so just a really fine mist would fall down on the paper. Then I took the nozzle out and I'm splattering that on there. It's going to dry back much lighter than it shows up here and leave behind a beautiful shimmer. Next, I'm going to take that black soot pad again and press it down onto this window sheet, and then I'll just take some water to create some liquid, and then I'll splatter that with this scraggly paintbrush. Now I can tap the edge of it and get some big splatters, and I can also drag it across the edge of that window sheet and get some more fine splatter. Now this looks crazy dark. I did blot it up a little bit, and then we're just going to let that dry, and it'll dry back a lot lighter. Okay, so now I'm bringing back that piece that has those lines pressed into the paper, and I'm adding some Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide. Now you'll see I am not doing a perfect blend. If I wanted it perfectly green, I could always die cut this from a piece of green paper. I like that there's variation, lighter areas and darker areas. That's totally okay with me, especially when you're doing lots of layers of splatter. You're not even going to be able to tell that later on. So I did the same, spritzed it with water, let it set for a minute, and then pick up the excess. Now I have Tree Lot Distress Mica Spray Stain. This was a limited edition release by Tim Holtz, so they could be hard to find at your favorite online retailer because once they were gone, they were gone. But I got them, and I am going to use them up because they are fabulous. You could use different things like mica spray. Spellbinders has these amazing silks that are also shimmery that you could use here too. Now I have my Distress Oxide spray. I'm pulling the nozzle out and flicking that on because I wanted those green splatters to be darker than if I was to just use the stamp pad and smush it down like I did before with the black. So I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then on this white die cut I'm bringing in my W4 Copic marker and adding some shading to some of the white areas that I thought might possibly show once I did my paper piecing on top. So just a little shadow, a little distressing, so to speak, because this card is going to have a very kind of vintage Christmas feel. All right, now we have some Haystack, I believe, Distress Mica Spray Stain, and I'm spritzing that on here to give it a little bit more distressing and shimmer. For the added foliage pieces, I'm bringing in W6 and W4 to add some shadowing to these pieces as well, just to give them a little bit more dimension and interest than a flat die cut. It really adds a lot, and you can just add a little, or you can really go to town on those. You could even die cut them from white and color them all yourself for a really cool look. So I did this to all the red pieces I thought I would use, and then I'm using peppermint stick to spray these and give them a little shimmer, and wow, it looks so awesome. I'm trying to show you a close-up here for how much interest this adds to these die cuts. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the greenery. So I have these holly pieces I'm adding W4 to, and then also on the darker green cardstock where I die cut those pine branches, I'm going to add some color to those as well. I decided to go with the W6 so it would really show up and just add some shadowing there. And this does not have to be perfect because we're going to splatter right over it. So don't worry about like precisely coloring each little needle or anything like that. So this is the tree lot again, and look at that. Now mica spray stains, if you are using them, take a long time to dry. They might appear dry, but if you touch them and the mica comes off, then it needs to set longer. All right, this is a hot foil plate from the Glimmer Hot Foil Kit of the Month for November. I'm going to be showing you that in a whole nother video. I thought I might use it on this card, but I really wanted my sentiment to go below my foliage. So I am adding Merry Christmas from the Clear Stamp of the Month from November 2021 from Spellbinders. I'm going to stamp that on the black part of the card with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I love this ink. It is so black. It is so crisp. It stamps over all the things. I love it. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to stamp it down after I have used some anti-static powder because I'm going to use clear embossing powder over the top of this. I did stamp it out 2 times just to make sure I had a pretty juicy stamping with that ink. And then once the powder's sprinkled on, then I'm just going to heat set that. And look how that embossing stands out over that black distress ink. Okay, now it's time to put things together. So I am gluing down that wavy border and that green piece at the top so it's flush with the top of my paper, and then I'll add this foliage piece. It's looking so good. You really could use this die just by itself and make some beautiful cards. I love that it has the detail and the poinsettias already. It's so cool. So I just cut off what was hanging off the edge because that die actually cuts all the way to 8.5 inches. And remember, my panel is 8 1/4. So now I am adding on the poinsettias. I'm layering them up so you can see a little bit of the white, then you can see that dark red, and then that like true red. So gorgeous. I'm going to do the same thing with these smaller flowers. This is just like putting a little Christmas puzzle together, and wow, it comes together so beautifully. I really enjoy it. But I will say, having tools makes it so much more fun, like these tweezers and like a pickup tool, a pokey tool, stuff like that makes it so much more enjoyable. So if you don't have those and like you're doing fine, then go for it. I didn't used to use these, but then I got older and my eyes especially got older, and now when I have my readers on and I'm using tools, I can pretend I'm young again and stick these on where they're supposed to go. It's so helpful. So is a precision tip glue because a lot of these pieces are really small, like the pine branches and these little berries that go on here. So that's another good tip. This Bearly Art Glue is a glue that dries clear with a matte finish, and it is available at Spellbinders. I am loving this glue. It's my favorite one. So there's all the pieces glued on. You can see 2 of those branches go past the border, and you could just snip that end off, but I decided just to cover them up with some holly because if you just follow that border, there's actually no place for this holly. So it's like an extra embellishment you can tuck here or there or wherever you want it. And then I'm going to use the berries, the round pieces that die cut completely round circles for my berries. I'm going to add 3, and I love how this just kind of accentuates the other side of this border, and it's going to look great on the finished card. Okay, so those are all there. Now it's time to add some snow. I have some white acrylic paint. I'm going to loosen it up just a tiny bit with some water and use my scraggly paintbrush to put this all over. Now it looks, oh my word, crazy. It really, like, oh my gosh, it's so much. But it dries back lighter, and now I'm wishing I would have put more. But I love how it looks. So now I have some Journey Glaze and I am adding that to all the berries on this card. I just needed some shine on this card. So I'm going to add shine in two different ways. One of them is with this glaze. Now that's going to take a little bit to dry. I probably should have done that last, but I got excited and I just had to do it. So next I'm adding these gems. Now, this gem mix has the tiniest gems I've ever seen, and they fit inside the hole of that flower. It's so cute how the gem rests down in there. And then on the poinsettias, I put 3 of the tiniest ones in a little cluster in the center of the poinsettias. And then I'm adding more here and there. I used a ton of gems, you guys, but I just love how it looked. That element of shine, it was just really needed. And this border is already extra, so I just went for it and added lots, and I love that pop of gold on there. Okay, so now it's time to add this all to our card. Now my card base is actually black, so I needed a white insert for that, and it measures 8.5 by 3.5, so you just need an 8.5 by 7 piece of paper. Then you're going to score it at 3.5 to create your slimline card. And I made my card that I am dusting the edge with some distress ink in black soot, so it's darker. It draws your eye in. That panel, remember, is 8.25 by 3.25. So now I'm going to have a border of that black paper all the way around, and having a darker border around my card front, I feel really helps draw your eye in. So I do that a lot, but you can also do edge to edge cards if that's your thing. I just really like that extra border there. It's like I don't know, layers. There's something about layers that adds something really cool to your card. This is some black licorice sparkle ribbon, also at Spellbinders, and right now it's on clearance, and there's a ton on the roll. It's black satin with gold sparkle in it. It's fabulous. I mean, really cool. Very like high quality ribbon. So I tied a bow there, and then I'm going to stick this onto my card. I'm going to use like this giant glue dot I have left over from a kit. They're just huge and gummy, and it's going to hold my bow on so good. So I'm just going to press the bow right onto that dot to pick it up. And then I am going to put a little bit of glue because I wanted to be able to wiggle this a little bit to get good placement, and having that glue there gives me that second to be able to do that. So I'm going to place that right in the center of that high point on the card, and wow, I love it. I haven't put a bow on a card in so very long, and I love how it looks. Well, I had all these extra die cuts because I die cut a ton of things for this card and I didn't use them, so I thought I would go ahead and make a coordinating gift tag because I had so much fun making this with all the splatter. So I'm going to make a matching gift tag. I cut the bottom of this paper. This paper was probably like 4 1/4 inches or 4.5 inches by 2.5, and then I added that Rustic Wilderness ink and sprayed it with water, forgetting that I should probably spray it after I add my second layer of ink at the top, which is going to be black soot. And so there, you'll see when I rub the ink onto the paper, it's picking up some like dots that are darker, and that's where the water was. But I'm going to splatter this anyway, so it's totally fine. And I did re-spritz it once the black was on there, and that was totally good. So then I sprayed the whole thing with my Tree Lot mica spray. Then I'm splattering it with my Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide spray, and then a little bit more splatter with that, is it Graveyard or Gravestone? It's all the way across the room. It's the blackish color, silvery blackish gray, shimmery, that one. And then I'm on to my foliage pieces while that dries. And I said foliage right. That word's hard for me sometimes. All right, so those are going to dry. My tag is now dry, so I'm going to stamp this with another of those stamps from that clear stamp of the month, and it says a gift for you. So perfect for gift tags. And again, we're going to emboss that with clear powder and emboss or heat that up to melt the powder. And now it's time to put it all together. I'm going to glue this down onto a piece of black cardstock that's the same width and just a hair longer so that the black shows through on that really nice ruffly edge. I cut one corner off, then I take that corner and flip it over and hold it in place and put my scissors right up against it to cut off the other corner, and then I have a super easy tag. Then you want to punch a hole out of the top. My hole punch didn't go through both layers, and my Crop-A-Dile is somewhere that I don't know. So I actually had to use a little die. It's like an old die set I have that's retired. Just put a hole there for your ribbon. That's easy enough to do. So now I'm bringing back my flowers that are all, I did the whole thing, the Copic marker, the spraying, all of that on these as well. I'm going to put the holly at the top right underneath where the ribbon's going to be, and the little berries too. And I love that you can use this die in so many ways. You can use it with the foliage dies. You can use just the borders. You could use them any time of year, all those wavy ones, the scallopy ones. You know, there's lots of options. You can use these foliage dies by themselves like I did here. And then I did lots of snow on this one. It's so very pretty. I'm bringing back those same gems, adding them to the centers of my flowers, and it just gives it that added element of shine that I think this card really needed. And it's gorgeous. So that finishes off that, and then we'll put the ribbon at the top, same ribbon, that Black Licorice Sparkle ribbon. Like I said, it's on clearance. I'm going to link it. If you're watching this way after this video comes out, of course it might already be gone, but any ribbon that you have on hand, just pull some out and add it to the top. Of course, I needed the berries to have their shine, so I added some more of that Journey Glaze. It'll take a little bit to dry, and then it will look so crystal clear and make those berries really bright and shiny, as you can see on the card. So there are the two projects together. I think they turned out fabulous. I enjoy doing this so much. You know, like I said, I love splatter and all of the things that come together for making a background like that. So you do what you love on your cards and just have fun with this new die set. And if you are interested in the other kits of the month from Spellbinders, I'm going to have all of them linked for you below so you can check that out. It's so fun to get a surprise kit in the mail. I love it, and I love sharing my creations with you. So thank you for being here. I will have much more for you for holiday videos coming up very soon. So stay tuned to that. If you're new here on my channel, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.